It's 11:70. Yeah. Okay.
So you couldn't sleep?
No, I couldn't. I mean, when there's so much running through your head, and so much like apprehension as to the announcement that's coming up, it's really difficult to even keep your eyes closed.
Did you think you were going to make it?
Well, I didn't know what to think, honestly. I was just hoping that I was going to make it.
Is that you, Vincent? I mean, the internal pressure you put on yourself. Two-time medalist at U.S. Championships, junior world champion, the only one to do a quad lutz in juniors. I mean, so you had a pretty darn good body of work.
Yeah. I mean, I have accomplished a lot in the last 2 years, but in terms of tier 1 and 2 criteria, I'm not like 100% familiar with the process and everything, but I believe that because I only had 1 year, this year, internationally senior, my body of work wasn't as strong as maybe some of the other candidates.
And you really didn't go through the whole cheat sheet to see what the criteria was?
I mean, I read through it. I just wanted to let it happen and not obsess too much over the fine print.
Because you're a smart guy. You could have done the math.
Yeah, read the formula.
And I apologize if this is asked already, but you talked about how the season was a roller coaster. Last night was a microcosm of that. It was a bit of a roller coaster as well. When Ross ended up being first and you were in second and you looked at the skaters ahead, how did things look at that moment for you?
Oh yeah, that was definitely a scary moment. After Ross's scores came up and I was moved down to second. Nothing against Ross, by the way, I love him, he's a great guy. After I moved down to second, it was like a pretty scary moment. And also nothing against Adam and Jason Blue, they're really great people, really great skaters. But it was a little bit of a roller coaster watching the final group skate.
And that's got to be, I mean, we'll be honest, you got to be difficult. You need them to falter to make the team. As you're watching, did you watch their performances?
Yeah, I was sitting in the lounge. They asked me to sit in the lounge so they could like film my reactions and stuff.
What were you feeling at that time as you watched that?
I don't quite recall, but something that I dislike is having to rely on people making mistakes in order for myself to succeed. I would much rather skate lights out and have no questions asked. Like, what if this person had skated clean? What if this person hadn't made mistakes? It might be ahead of Vincent. But that's something that will come good in the future.
But it's...
Tell us a little bit about your Moulin Rouge program, how you came to pick that music, why you think so many other people are using it this season.
Well, I think it's really theatrical. It is a great story, very emotional. That's why I made people sit into it. As for the music choice, I had to get a new long program done very quickly. It was choreographed in all of one day by Jeff Buddle, right before the start of Champs Camp. And the simulation at Champs Camp was actually my first time doing the whole long program. So the decision, it was an option at the beginning of the year, but we chose another selection over it. Later in the year, as I just said, we got a new law program. We chose Moulin Rouge because of my emotional connection to it. What we did was we had a little a little made-up step sequence, not too many music or whatever, but it was just choreographed, and then we played different pieces of music and did the same step sequence to see which one I skated the best to, and I skated the best to one, and that's part of the reason why we ended up choosing that.
Is that step sequence in the final program, or is that
No.
so that was just sort of a working tool? That's really interesting. Have you seen the movie?
I have seen the movie, yes.
What do you think of it?
It was, oh my god, to be able to make such a deeply emotional story out of a very shallow premise.
What do you think the very shallow premise is?
You know, nightclubs and stuff, people doing things for just.
Vincent, what is it about Palo Alto that generates athletes like Jeremy Lin and yourself?
Well, there's a very high Asian population here, and I think it has something to do with the Asian culture, the way we're raised, the way we are so hardworking, and how we learn to not take things for granted, because lots of our parents, the Asian kids from this area, lots of our parents are immigrants from China, or whatever other whatever other race they may be, and they haven't had an easy journey at all, making their way from their home country to here and establishing themselves, chasing the American dream. So, for the example with my parents, went to the top university in China, then came here to pursue the fabled American dream. They're both computer software engineers. It has never been easy for them. They didn't speak the language coming here. They didn't have lots of money. So it's been a really from the bottom up experience for them. And
Were they athletic at all?
In high school, in like their when their body was in the prime, I would say so. I think my mom was a very fast runner. I don't know about my dad. He hasn't told me too much about his athleticism as a child, but I got good genes from someone. But yeah, my parents kind of transferred their values to me. They taught me from a very young age to be respectful and humble and honest and kind. And I think that's really a huge part of what makes me the athlete I am today.
Do you think it means more to you to be an Olympian as a first-generation American?
I haven't really thought about that, honestly. Just being an Olympian at all is quite incredible, honestly.
Vincent, I saw a tweet this morning where you responded to someone who suggested that you're not actually an American. And is that something that you face a lot? And why did you decide to respond on Twitter?
I don't know. I just felt like it. Maybe it's because I only had 3 hours of sleep and I was feeling a little feisty. I'm not sure, but I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with stating a few facts. So, yeah.
Your Vivian dives and does the flute and is at an amazing school right now.
Yes.
Do you have a musical instrument that you do too, or do you just have to listen to her all the time?
I used to play the piano, but when I was 8 years old, I was forced to choose between skating, soccer, and piano because I only had time for one. And of course, I chose skating. If I had chosen something else, who knows where I would be today? Maybe I would be on the U.S. soccer team. Maybe I would be playing piano performances all across the globe. I don't know, but couldn't be more glad that I chose skating.
Do you think it would have been